in leadership roles, and today we are joined by the first ever woman elected to Jackson County Prosecuting Attorney, Kelsey Guernsey. Hi, Kelsey.
Hey, thanks for having me today.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just a few months, couple months into your, how's it going so far?
You know, it's going really well. The transitional period was really great to have, since there wasn't a November election, right? August was it. And so I got to have all those months with Jerry still in the office. And so he really took me under his wing and took me to meetings, introduced me to people, and really kind of made those connections for me. So then the transition since January 1st, you know, has been pretty seamless. Working on just making sure, you know, kinks are worked out a little bit and how we're running the office, but for the most part, it's been pretty seamless.
Well, you're from here, you've practiced within the Jackson County legal system, so you weren't a stranger to everyone you're working with.
Absolutely not, and there's no sweeping changes that happen in terms of the staff in our office. Everybody, for the most part, stayed in the roles that they were in. I hired from within as a chief assistant, and so his trial attorney spot and my trial attorney spot, we've had to replace and fill, but for the most part, the office is, you know, stayed intact. And yes, we've all practiced in front of the judges. You know, we know the gig here locally.
So I know we've had women prosecuting cases for the prosecutor's office over the years, but as the first female prosecutor for Jackson County, what kind of response have you gotten from your contemporaries? You
know, overwhelmingly positive. It's really very cool. I, a couple weeks ago, went to the Prosecuting Attorneys Association of Michigan Midwinter Conference. And so it's where all the electeds kind of come together, and there are actually 3 of us in the state that are the first female in their county in this past election cycle. Yep. So it was kind of cool. There's most of them are closer to my age as well. So there's you know, a lot of young professional women kind of coming up and taking over these really big important jobs. So it's been pretty cool.
Well, I think as a society we've been used to seeing women in that role in really larger cities. You think about Los Angeles, Atlanta, Boston. Well, right here, Kim Worthy in Wayne County.
Oakland County as well has a female leading their office.
So as far as people that you're dealing with, like in the courtroom, the person that's the defendant in a case sees that they've got a woman that's prosecuting them. Does that change is the courtroom dynamic changed with that?
You know, I think there's probably some internal biases that most defendants think, you know, if I have a female attorney on the other side, there might be something that I can get in here pretty quickly when I'm in court. I think they lose that sense of confidence going on over there. You know, I'm not a quiet human. I am pretty outgoing, you know, and so I think that pretty quickly they understand that my trial skills are that, you know, of anybody's, and I have a skill set there, and I'm pretty confident in that trial skill set. I've worked hard at honing it and had good mentors and teaching me how to do it, but I think pretty quickly they realize that I have the skills.
I know some of the women that the Chamber has invited to be part of Women's Week are women that have broken the glass ceiling, and I think part of the story is that they're hoping to hear from you is how do you break the glass ceiling?
Yeah, you know, and I think a little bit it's right place, right time. You know, this happened to be an open seat for us in Jackson County, and I'm grateful to have worked with Jerry, you know, and for Jerry. And so when he had said he was going to retire, it was okay, I'll throw my hat in this ring. I feel like I'm ready. And then it was figuring out how to still be me. And so much of trial work that we do is embracing being yourself. You know, the way I conduct myself in court in front of a jury is going to be different than somebody else in my office does, because you have to be authentically you. And so even throughout the whole campaign, as I try to do this, that's all I've tried to focus on is me being me. That's all I know how to do. That's all I know how to be. So that's been my focus. And the county has really rallied around who I am and what I bring to the table, and that's been really nice to see.
What I've noticed during the campaign, and I've been to events where you were introducing yourself for the first time to groups of people, and it wasn't about you being a woman.
Yeah.
It was about your age.
Yeah.
People commented, well, she's too young. It was, I think that was the reaction, the response I heard
Sure.
more than about you being a woman.
And I agree. It was, definitely a thing I had to convince people of, that even though I am younger, that I have the skill set and I have the experience. I've been in Jackson for almost 11 years now, and I've been licensed for almost 12, and I've tried a lot of high-profile cases and worked on a lot of things. And I didn't just throw my hat into this off of a whim. I felt like I had been preparing for this role for the last 10 years in being an assistant prosecuting attorney and really seeking justice for victims in Jackson County.
And it's not like your client, the member of the public or the person in law enforcement that brings you the case, they can't choose.
Correct.
Like a defendant can.
Correct. Yep. Nope. It's assigned, and I'm actually the one, that assigns where the case goes, who handles it in our office, whether it'll be me, whether it'll be Nathan as my chief assistant, or one of the very capable assistant prosecuting attorneys. But yep, if you're the victim of a crime, you don't get to pick, what attorney you want. They're assigned, and actually in our system, they're assigned by the judges. So whatever judge you draw is then the prosecutor you draw, and it's kind of keeps it that easy way that way.
And you can't pick the judge
And
either.
you can't pick the judge either. No, sir. No, sir.
Huh. So tomorrow you're going to be speaking at the breakfast, I believe?
am. Yep.
So what's your topic? What are your plans on your message?
The biggest topic for me is just to talk about women in leadership roles. And the coolest thing about what I have been out in the community doing, even in the fall and the winter and now here, is meeting with young lady students who think it's just the coolest thing ever, that somebody in my seat is now somebody they can look up to. I presented at Napoleon High School yesterday for their wellness day, and I think I had 6 sessions that I got to present on, and they were very female heavy of high school students who really wanted to come and hear my story and hear kind of how I've gotten to where I am. Since I was at Napoleon, I kept talking about a graduate from Columbia, right next door. And I'm a local kid just like all of you are. But it's been a really cool journey for me. So
Before the show, you're telling me you and the whole county will be hosting tours of middle school students that are going to come and check you out on the job, and it sounds like you're really looking forward to that opportunity.
I'm really excited for that. We're going to start with Parkside, I believe Western, I believe Napoleon, and I think there's a 4th school as well. It's a program that's already in existence, but they reached out to us and said, hey, does the prosecutor's office want to be a part of this? And I said, we'd love to, but also I think this is an opportunity for Jackson County employees as a whole to be a part of. So it'll be my office, it'll be the clerk's office, it'll be the sheriff's department, it'll be MDOC, it'll be the admin, it'll be HR, it'll be Jackson County Department of Transportation, it'll be facilities. We really tried to get a lot of different areas of opportunities in Jackson County, keep kids local, keep kids and talent here, and show kids that there's lots of opportunities right here locally and that run the gamut of experiences. So we're really excited. We have 2 days coming up for Parkside students, and then we're kind of off to the races with the different middle schools.
Great. Well, tomorrow there's still an opportunity to get in the audience and enjoy a great breakfast at Gene Davis and a great program with these female leaders of our community during Women's Week. You can visit jacksonchamber.org and get your tickets, and I bet if you just showed up tomorrow morning, they'd find a spot for you.
I bet so too.
We appreciate you joining us today, as JTV is pleased to join the Chamber in celebrating Women's Week.
I'm excited for tomorrow. I think it'll be really, really nice.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Kelsey Guernsey, Jackson County Prosecuting Attorney.